What is up, fellow nerds, and welcome back to the Dapper Snapper Gaming channel, and welcome to UNPL Season 5, Week 1. This week, we take on Kelly, otherwise known as Under the Radar, and his team, the Maryland Torterra Pins. This is going to be an awesome matchup, and I'm looking forward to it. Before we jump into it, make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't already, also share the video with your friends. Of course, we're going to do a quick team builder before we jump into things, but there will be timestamps down below if you would like to skip ahead. Our opponent's team is very difficult here in Week 1, with the combination of Excalibur, Sneasler, and King Gambit in the top 3 slots. This offensive pressure on the physical side is going to be really difficult to tank, as you can't just slap an assault vest on something and call it a day. These are going to be real issues. Smeargle is here, of course, to be super annoying. It could spread hazards, it could use things like Burning Bulwark, it can use any move in the game pretty much, and that makes this thing really difficult to predict what it is going to bring. Next, there are two very hard-hitting special hitters in Zoroark Hisui and Enamorous Therian. The Zoroark is going to cause us a lot of issues, as it can disguise itself as the King Gambit and possibly get away with a fighting move coming out from myself and snag a KO before I realize what's going on. And Enamorous is just a really nice fairy option on this team and gives him a nice ground immunity, again covering the King Gambit and the Sneasler. Mesprit and Swampert make up a little bit of a bulkier side to the team and also gives him access to rocks, gives him access to momentum, and can even be offensive if you want to run it that way. Regieleki gives a ton of speed, and then finally the last two Terra Captains in Hisuian Avalugg and the Veluza are absolute threats when given Terra. The Avalugg can absolutely wall out teams all day long, especially with Terra Water, and even Terra Fairy can be really difficult to deal with as well. And finally, Veluza actually normally is not a great mon, but into my team, Veluza actually has a really good matchup, so I am actually kind of terrified of that thing coming and running through my team. But that leads to what we're bringing this week, so let's take a look. To start things off, Urshifu is coming off the bench. We're starting off with a lot of physical power here, and I almost ran Choice Band, but we ended up going with a Swords Dance variant with Trailblaze. We have enough speed here to outrun a Excalibur at max speed, and then of course if we can get off a Trailblaze, we would then continue to outspeed if something like a Scale Shot happened to come out. After one Swords Dance, we pretty much can sweep the entire team as long as we're faster. And if we can get 3 Trailblazes off, we actually can outrun Sneasler with Unburden, so that is very useful there. We really don't need that much coverage because Surging Strikes just does that well into his team. And we have Punching Glove this week in order to avoid any kind of Rocky Helmet or Burning Bulwark type of situations when we are using that move. Next up, we have Physically Defensive Salamence. While this is kind of a weird pick, I think it works well on this team. The Intimidate ability is really nice for things like Excalibur and the Sneasler, and it also helps into King Gambit as long as it is not Defiant. We are going to be taking those physical hits pretty darn well, especially from Sneasler, and even in a pinch, Excalibur can be helped if it's going for a ground move. Swampert also does not like dealing with this unless it carries an ice move, which if it's kind of filling that bulkier role, it probably won't have. Dual Wing Beat of course helps us to deal with the Sneasler, Dragon Tail in order to hit the Excalibur and just to phase things out, Earthquake for coverage, and finally Roost in order to get our health back. Next up, Ambipom. This is going to be our Terra Captain. It is Terra Normal this week, and it is also our dedicated lead. Now in mocks, I faced a lot of lead Zoroarks that looked like plenty of other things. Most of the time it looked like either a Regieleki or a King Gambit. Either way, clicking Knockoff is always going to be my play. Knockoff is pretty good into the entire team, and honestly if I lose this early it's not that big of a deal, but if I possibly do catch that Zoroark early, that can completely shift how this game goes from turn 1. Absolutely amazing if that were to happen. We've got enough speed to outrun pretty much everything that is slower than this, which is Zoroark and below. We've got double hit in order to take advantage of that Terra Normal, triple Axle just to be able to hit most of the team pretty hard, and of course knock off in order to catch the Zoroark by surprise. U-turn is there for momentum. Next up is Weezing. I think that Weezing actually has a really good matchup here, but we're running it Spadef this week. It already has a really good defensive stat, so I think we're okay to not run any investment this time around. And so we're running Strange Steam as our only attack, and then it's a bit of a weird set beyond that. Toxic Spikes, of course, are going to bait in Sneasler, and this means that we could possibly burn it if we call that check. Now, we are not running Gas this week, so technically Baxcalibur is a free switch in on those Will-O-Wisps. We came really close to running Neutralizing Gas in order to burn that on the switch in, but in case you haven't seen that interaction before, as soon as one of the mons switches out, Baxcalibur actually will heal the burn, so it's really not as important as what you would think. And of course we have Haze in the final slot to help with any kind of sword stances, dragon dances, scale shots, anything like that. Donphan is in our 5th slot, and it is fully physically defensive. It's very standard with a Custat Berry just in case we need to get off last second rocks or rapid spin, maybe a knockoff if something is in on us like that. No matter what, this thing will get off one last little hit, and that can be very helpful there. This is our spinner, so if my opponent tries to do any kind of rocks or spike shenanigans, this will be here in order to deal with those. And finally, Gardevoir. My opponent has 0, count them, 0 fairy resistances, and so Moonblast is very much free here. We also are packing Trick this week just in order to possibly catch something like the Enamorous. If it is more of a bulky Enamorous, then we could possibly catch that. Maybe Swampert being something bulkier, then we could catch it with this and maybe lock it into a move it doesn't want to be locked into. We have enough speed in order to outrun a Sneasler, and that is going to be pretty much all that we need to worry about outrunning on this. We have Thunderbolt, of course, for coverage, and this helps us with Enamorous. It helps us if we face a Terra Water Avalugg, and it also would get boosted if we do come in on a Regieleki and happen to pick up Transistor. Energy Ball, of course, is there for Swampert. So that is your team for week 1 of the UNPL Season 5. I am super excited for this match, and of course I want to say a huge thank you to its Danny Mac, Fox, and the Loyal Bandito for prep help and mocks. And without any further ado, let's jump right in. All right, here we go. And okay, I mean, this is kind of what we expected. No King Gambit is good. Definitely nice to know there's no King Gambit. The Swampert was pretty much expected. Sneasler was expected. Mesprit was kind of up in the air. Enamorous makes sense. And of course the Zoroark makes a lot of sense as well. So for the most part, this is kind of this is pretty much what I expected. Does that mean it's going to make the battle any easier? No. No. We're up against Kelly, man. This is going to be a tough match. I can already tell you. Kelly's got a really good team. Kelly is an absolutely goated battler, and it's insane that I get to face him week 1. Yeah, this matchup is going to be absolutely wild. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not expecting to win, honestly. This matchup is not quite in my favor. We've got a few techs that I think will help, but I do not think that this matchup is in my favor even a little bit. So we will hopefully do okay, and we get this as a lead, which I think is fine. I'm just gonna knock off turn 1 in case this is a Zoroark. We're gonna go ahead and get this just in case and knock off. I want to either get rid of boots on this, or if it's a magnet or whatever it happens to be, or if it's a Zoroark, then I want to pop it. Whatever it happens to be, I would like to do that. I don't want to just go in for double hit into the ghost and then get destroyed. So yeah, that's why we're doing this. I have to be really careful playing around that Zoroark, but I will say that the mind games are a little bit less. Nah, you better believe it. I knew it. I knew it. Oh yes, let's go. We absolutely called that in mocks. That happened a lot, and oh, that's good. That's really good. Okay, I knew that that was going to be the lead, and I just, oh, that feels good. Okay, that's a huge problem out of the way, just because we were obviously going to be dealing with a lot of problems with that. Just mind games of, can I go for the normal move? Do I have to go something different? So that's huge. That's absolutely huge. Now this likely outspeeds me, which can be a problem. This thing definitely can be a problem. Now, I can do a bunch of damage to this thing, but I am naturally slower. I think I have to switch, just because here's the thing, it could Swords Dance. If it Swords Danced, then I'm in a bad spot. If it doesn't Swords Dance, then I can probably just go this, or I could go this. Because I mean, if you go for the fighting move, this is doing 0. Let's go Men's. It's Intimidate, right? So, although we would activate White Herb if he's like White Herb for close combat. We'll see. I'm very defensive on this thing this week, which is good. Not White Herb. Good to know. Crits me on the U-turn. Whatever. U-turn's fine. Could even not be Unburden going for a U-turn. So it could actually be Poison Touch, which I faced a couple of Poison Touch or whatever. Yeah, Poison Touch. I faced a couple of those that did that. It could even be Scarfed at that. I faced a couple that were Scarfed. So that could be a thing. And I don't really want to deal with that all that well. This thing is kind of scary, to be honest. This thing's kind of scary. But I feel like Gardevoir is a good play. I feel like Gardevoir can take whatever I want to go for. It's got good special bulk naturally, so I think I'm okay. And let's just see what you want to do. Maybe a mystical power. We're gonna take Levitate. I don't see that really coming up, but that's fine. Okay, it's just a rocks variant. It's good to know. So it's more of a bulky kind of thing, which means that Trick is kind of free, to be honest. What do you? Yeah, Trick's kind of free, I think. Or I could just Moonblast, right? I mean, what's your Moonblast switch in? You don't really have one. I'm gonna go Moonblast while I still have my power. Yeah, I'm gonna go Moonblast. That's not that much. U-turns out. Okay, I mean that's fair. That's fair. Moonblast is just super free into his team because he does not have a Fairy Resist. There are 0 Fairy Resists on the opponent's team. So yeah, Moonblast is super free all the time. Okay. You've got to be Scarfed if you're doing that, right? You've got to be Scarfed. If you're going into this knowing that mine is Scarfed, because there's no way that I'm outspeeding you otherwise, you have to be Scarfed. In which case, Weezing's kind of free. I mean, we just kind of do this dance again. I'm gonna go Weezing. Just because I don't really want to get poisoned, and it really feels like you're Poison Touch on this. That's really what I'm thinking here, and that you're probably Scarfed. U-turns again. Fair play. Fair play. Yep, fair play. I mean, you know, U-turn's pretty free, I think. I definitely think this thing is Scarf Poison Touch, though. That definitely is what this screams to me anyway. I think I just go back into Gardevoir, right? I think I have to just go back into Guard. It's tough, right? Because I mean, he could just as well be something else, but I mean, I feel like he has to be Scarfed, right? Otherwise, he's bluffing hard. Otherwise, he is bluffing hard, and in which case, I'm just missing it, and it could be a bit annoying. These U-turn shenanigans are getting really annoying. I'll just tell you right now, the U-turn shenanigans are getting super annoying. Because I'm just getting... I'm getting whittled down with rocks very quickly. Okay, switches it up. Goes into this. Okay. Yeah, I didn't... I mean, what do you do to this? I mean, you could Calm Mind, I guess. I don't know if I want to risk that, though. I mean, this thing is just good all around, you know? And I'm scarfed on this, right? If this is the play, I have to trick here, right? Or do I T-bolt to get chip and then let this go down? I feel like I could, this is tough. T-bolt is good just to get, I'm gonna trick just in case he Calm Minds. Because this feels super Calm Mindy or like agility-y. If that's a word. Lefties? Maybe not. Just psychics? Okay. Well, it's doing 0. Definitely expected me to switch, and now I get your lefties recovery. So that's fine. I think that's okay. Yeah, I mean, Wheezing's kind of free at this point, but I could just stay in, and this being scarfed is honestly fine just because it's super slow, so I'm not that worried about it. Moonblast and T-Bolt are kind of free, honestly. Moonblast and T-Bolt are free. Moonblast is more generally applicable. Yeah, it's more generally applicable, I think. It catches most things. Goes into this. Okay. That did a good chunk. That did a really good chunk, actually. And I think I stay in and just do that again, right? I don't see why I don't, right? Oh, I'm faster anyway. Yeah, because you're bulky. So, okay, that makes sense. Okay, cool. That's gone. That's nice. And your lefties are helping me. Thank you, Enamorous, for your contribution. We'll take that. Yeah, getting bulky Mesprit out of the way is really, really nice. That's super helpful. What do you go into? This? We just chip this, right? We just chip this? With T-Ball? Right? I mean, you're scarfed, so I mean, I get to see whatever you're gonna lock into, and then I can make an appropriate switch. I think I just click T-Bolt to see what you want to go for, because I'm gonna be faster, yeah, because this thing's super slow. Does almost half, which is really good. Draining Kiss, that's honestly fine. That's honestly fine, because that's not doing that much. So do I let guard go down here? I think I do. I think I do. And I think I just click T-Bolt again. Just get this thing super low. Yeah, just get this thing low. Because it won't... that did a lot. Was that a crit? That was not a crit. Okay. And I lived. I lived. So this next one should KO. Okay, cool. So that's really good. Gardevoir putting in work, man. Gardevoir going to town. Living on 5. We take that. Gardevoir wants that thumbnail. We take those. I'm clicking T-Bolt again. Every day of the week. And if you want to go into Swampert to try to be immune, then I have Energy Ball. So yeah, go Swampert. Go Swampert. Go Swampert. Virus. I don't know what this is. Or that could be like, yeah, okay. Fair enough. Golly, that did a good chunk, honestly. That's good chip. I'll take that chip. That did a lot more than I thought it would, I'll be honest. I really did not think that was going to happen like that. I just clicked Moonblast, let this thing take me out. Just clicked Terra Blast, that's fine. I'm just gonna let this go down. Guard did a good job. I don't want anything else taking any kind of unnecessary damage. So I'm gonna go Dawn Fan. And I'm gonna go Dawn Fan and spin. I need to get rid of these rocks because they're getting really annoying. I need to get rid of these rocks right now because it's a problem. Zoroark's gone, so there's no way to prevent it. Switches, fair enough. That's fine. Goes back into this. All right, and rocks are gone. Get that out of here. I might outspeed you now. Do I have a move for this? Not really. Do I have a switch in for this? Not really. I doubt that knockoff KO's here, right? I kind of doubt it. This thing's super bulky. I mean, this could take a hit, maybe. This could probably take a hit because I think we're sped def on this. And I would think Strange Steam KOs. I'm gonna go this. I want to be safe about getting the Dranicus. That's fine. It does 0. We'll take those. That works. That works. I am okay. I am okay with that. I'm okay with that. We're just gonna Strange Steam here, just to get some damage. This may not KO, but we're going to deal a little bit of damage to it anyway, and that's fine. Rocks are gone. Rock Setter is gone, which is a huge deal, honestly. I really don't want to deal with rocks because that was starting to become a really big issue. We did lose our Sturdy on our Donphan, which is unfortunate, and we don't have a way to get that back, unfortunately. So that's a little tough, but maybe the Custap will come into play, maybe it won't, who knows. I don't know, we'll just have to see. What do you want to go into? Snakehead, which is Swampert. Okay. What does this want to do? Because I'm Levitate. Right? Right? Am I not Levitate? I'm pretty sure I am. Let me double check, but I'm pretty sure I am, right? Yeah, I'm Levitate. So that's a free Will-O-Wisp. Sir, I mean, I'm sped def, so yeah, we take those. So that's fine. We'll burn this. Special kind of makes sense, honestly. So that just, yeah, so now your lefties is negated, which is good. That's honestly fine. I'm okay with that. But it being special is a little tough. It probably carries Ice Beam, so I need to be careful with this. I need to be careful. Ambipom probably eats. I lost my grass move, which is a little unfortunate. Except for this, but I don't know that I want to go into that just hard. That feels like a bad play. Feels like a really bad play, honestly. I don't know, man. Although, I mean, what's it gonna do to me, right? It's burn, so it's just on the physical side it's gonna do. On the special side, it's just like, I don't know what do you do, right? Let's try it. We've got Ambi if we need it, really. Because I mean, yeah, I don't. I think this is fine, right? He's got a flip turn. He doesn't flip turn, so that's fine. I think we just have to Trailblaze here to get the speed boost. I don't think we can afford to. I don't think we can afford to Swords Dance at this point just yet. But Trailblaze is free, so we click that. If he switches, that's fine. And if he goes into Sneasler, then that just honestly that's honestly okay. I think that's fine because now we just Surging Strikes and get rid of this. Yeah, we just get rid of this with Surging. So that's fine. Okay, Enam gone. Good. even though we neutered that thing pretty early, which is good. The scarf definitely was suboptimal. Was definitely suboptimal on that thing. Virus goes into this. Fair enough. Fair enough. I think we can just go back into this now. We're gonna save Urshi for later. We definitely do not outspeed this thing, even if we're +1. I am not. Terra Blast. Okay. Okay, we live that. But what do you have left? Do I need rocks? I don't think I do. I don't think I need rocks. Because I mean, even a Swampert isn't taking this well, right? Yeah, I mean, Swampert's your only switch in, but EQ's really free. Oh, crit! Oh, that was an unfortunate crit. I'm very sorry. That crit hurts. That crit hurts a lot. I should be much slower than this, right? I don't have any speed. Swampert's faster than this, right? A little bit. It's a little faster, so it guaranteed is faster. I could probably go Ambi now and save this. Yeah, I think we go Ambi. What does it do? I don't think it really does much at this point. So having a bunch of damage on it is fine. Earth Power, fine. We take 1 probably. Yeah, we take 1. So that'll work. That'll work. And Ambi probably takes a KO here. Yeah. Ambi probably takes a KO. I just click double hit here every time. I think that's super free. Yeah, so we go ahead and take this out. Great. I probably should have saved some more HP on Donphan thinking back. That was probably a bit of a misplay. Having less HP on Donphan might be a problem. Sneasler is still a threat. Sneasler is still a huge threat and has to be respected. I assume you go into that. That's Freddy. I assume that's a Freddy Krueger reference. That's my assumption. This thing is dead. I'm not saving this. I'm not saving this. It's not worth saving. We let Ambi go down. Dire Claws. Yeah, there's no way I live that. Goodbye. You did good, Ambi. You did good. But yeah, this is where things get tricky. This is where things get tricky. We don't have a lot of HP on this, but I would assume this can eat a Dire Claw at this point. That's my assumption anyway, and Earthquake is free. There's no other move to click at this point, to be honest. Dire Claw, we should live. Oh, that does 0. I thought that would do more. No status, great. And if you're not Sash, you are not. Oh boy, Donphan, big Donphan, let's go. We will absolutely take those. This is not how I expected this battle to go. Kelly has an insanely good team, and he's a really good player. So I did not expect this to happen. I'll be honest with you. Kelly's really good, and so his season is going to go super well. I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does. Absolute GG's. That crit did not matter. The first one kind of, I mean, after 2, maybe the first one didn't even matter. That one definitely did not matter. But yeah, huge GG's to Kelly. It is an absolute pleasure to be able to battle such an absolute GOAT, and it's amazing. I'm super happy with this match. Really cool stuff. The team performed well. I'm happy with how the team did. We will probably end up making a few transactions as the season goes on. We'll just have to see. But for right now, team did fine, and I'm really happy with it. So thank you all so much for watching. I'm so glad that we are back in regular tiers and just doing the thing that I'm actually somewhat okay at. So really good stuff, great battle. I hope you all have a fantastic day. We will see you next time. Stay safe out there, stay healthy. Bye-bye.